I had already disclosed that with the previous investigator as well.
I am not the previous investigator. I'm the new supervisor who is trying to work with you to reunify you and Abigail in your home. Can you be so kind as to tell me where your room is?
I sleep wherever I want to sleep.
Okay, do you have a room
I don't
in
have
the
a room.
house, or who has rooms? This is Abigail's room,
Yes,
and
that's Abigail's room.
Tina has the other room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where's the restroom?
Right there.
This way?
Yes, ma'am. Right to there.
I'm gonna turn on your water, is that okay?
That's fine with me.
So there's 3 bedrooms here?
No, there's another bedroom in the back, and then there's another kitchen and another dining room.
Okay, can I check your fridge to see food and
problem, go for it.
cabinets?
And there's
And
also
do you have a cabinet with canned goods as well?
yeah, the pantries are all full.
Okay.
There's back of the house.
Okay.
This would probably be Abigail's art room or drum room.
Okay. And where is Sarah living?
She's still staying with Mr. Barrett. He still needs hand.
Okay.
So
So as far as visitation is going, you have visits on the weekends, correct?
Mhm.
With Abigail unsupervised?
Mhm.
How are those going?
Good.
Good. Okay. What questions do you have for us right now?
Actually, I have them all written down in the kitchen. The last time we had spoken, you had informed me that you didn't know the law regarding my case, that you didn't want to speak of any of that.
Because I'm not a lawyer.
Because you're not a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. So that takes care of that one. What are the new allegations the department intends to claim?
There are no new allegations. We're still dealing with the original CYFD case that has the original allegations.
Well, when it went back to the appellate court, the department's claiming that they have new allegations of abuse and neglect. I'd like to know what kind of new allegations the department has.
We'd have to talk with our attorney about that. I don't know them.
Okay.
Right now, we are still working off the original allegations. Your case did go to appeal, but now it's at a higher court. It's at the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to wait for that decision, and that has to do with the original allegations.
Mm-hmm.
If there were new allegations, the department would file a new petition. Right now, we're still dealing with the original allegations.
Okay. Why has this department taken so long to conform to the law regarding my case? And why hasn't the department followed any ICWA regulations or federal law in the taking of my child?
Again, that's a law question. I'm not a lawyer.
Okay. Why has the department not returned my child when no expert witness was presented pursuant to USC 1912 B and E of Federal Indian Codes?
Because your case has moved to a higher court, that is the Supreme Court, and it's now their decision. So your daughter is still in CYFD custody and does not have to be returned to you.
The appellate court has already sided in my favor.
Right, and then it went up to a higher court, which is the Supreme Court.
Do you know why it went up to the Supreme Court?
I don't know because I'm not a lawyer.
I sent it to the Supreme Court because the remedy on remand should have been to dismiss the petition because you guys didn't prove
If
your
you
standards.
won on appeal, why would you send it to a higher court?
Because the remedy on remand needed to be fixed. If they would have sent it back to the district court with the remedy on remand the way that they sent it, then any case from an Indian case would be the department would be able to re-adjudicate an Indian child, to better their chances on an appeal. A prevailing parent on appeal, when an Anglo family gets to have their petition dismissed, conforming to Benjamin O.
If you won on appeal,
Yes, ma'am.
then you would get your daughter back and the original petition would have been dismissed. So I'm not understanding why you send it to a higher court.
It
Again,
should
this
have
could
been.
be a legal matter, and I'm not a lawyer.
It should have
So
been.
this sounds like a conversation that needs to happen between you and our attorney.
Okay. So, well, you wouldn't be able to answer that one either. Why has the department created a situation that places a huge risk of mental anguish and further trauma on my child and family in general?
Because there were allegations of abuse and neglect, which were investigated, and we decided to pursue a legal custody case.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're not trying to bring upon any further damage or mental health concerns, but the original allegations that were investigated are the reason that we're involved.
Okay. What's the department's reasoning for falsifying the documents in my case to misrepresent the truth that we never knew about Abigail's underlined issues, when in fact we were on top of it, her medical, before CYFD got involved with my family? The reason for the child being taken into custody.
You're saying that the reason that CYFD is initially involved were false allegations?
No, what you guys put on the case plan as to the reason why Abigail was taken into custody.
Okay, I
was
can't speak
falsified.
to that because I was not the investigator at that time.
Okay.
And if you have issues with the allegations, then you had a right to a trial, which was the adjudication.
It's not the allegations that I have a problem with.
Well, what do you have a problem with?
The falsifying of the documents.
Which documents?
Shoot.
The affidavit that originated from the original allegations?
No, that affidavit should have been dismissed. Well, it's going to be dismissed.
If the Supreme Court rules in your favor, then it will be.
No, when I put in the motion to get it dismissed, it will be. Because the investigator went against policies and procedures.
Well, I can't speak to what the investigator
8.1.
did.
Okay. I know that's why you guys switch them out so frequently. That way you're not responsible for what the last person did. I know. We've already had it before.
I'm trying to work with you here, Mr. Burson, but you're making it very difficult. I'm not an attorney. I can't answer your legal questions. If you would like to meet with our attorney so he can answer your legal questions, we can do that. The reason that we are here today is to discuss your treatment plan, which
there is
still
no
in
treatment
place.
plan.
It's still in place, Mr. Burson.
No, it is not.
We are also
once an
here,
adjudication.
Can I talk? Thank you. We are also here to complete a home visit and see if this is an appropriate home for Abigail to be returned to.
Okay.
Ultimately, we are working a reunification plan right now. And I spoke to you the last time when we did a pop-in visit that we would be coming to inspect the home, inspect the room Abigail would be sleeping in, check the home for food and running water, which we have done. We also would like to talk to you about your treatment plan. That is still in place. It is not dismissed.
No, once you haven't proved that the adjudication, there was no expert testimony. Yeah, that's just the thing. You are still involved, and why?
That's not a question for me. That's a question for lawyers. We are still involved because the original petition is still in place. The original treatment plan is still in place. Not the original, the most recent treatment plan is still in place because it has not been dropped. It has not been dismissed.
Okay. The opinion from the Supreme Court or the appellate court, which I'm holding right here, it goes all the way on to state that Atone wasn't qualified to testify. So you guys didn't show any expert witness, but I can't discuss any of this with you because you're not a lawyer.
Correct.
Right?
So would you like for us to set up a time for you to come and talk with our lawyer about it?
Not really. I mean, there's pretty much the court's already said what they're going to do.
But the case is not dismissed, is what I'm trying to tell you. Because the court has made a decision doesn't mean that the case is dismissed because it's at a higher court now. Now we have to wait for the Supreme Court decision. That's where we're at.
Okay. Well, that's where we're at.
Okay, do you have any other questions for us?
Why did the department disclose any of the information to our treatment plan as to the underlying medical reasons, as to Sarah's underlying reason or mine? Why did they disclose any of that to us?
Why didn't?
Yeah. Why
as far
weren't
as
we?
whose medical documents? Abigail's?
No, Sarah's. Why wasn't her medical to our family? Why wasn't anything disclosed to our family?
As far as what medical documents are you talking about?
Sarah's, what do they call it? Explosive anger disorder?
Okay.
How come none of that was disclosed to us? I just found out about that when we got all these records.
I'm not sure. That would have been something that the caseworker at that time would have went over the parents with, or should have went over the parents.
We didn't get none of that information.
Well, I do apologize for that, but you have it now, it sounds like.
Well, if we would have had it then, we
records.
would have been able to save a lot of grief in my family. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I do apologize for that. I'm here trying to move the case forward at this time. And I'm not sure what happened previous to me being the supervisor on this case.
Yeah, if the proper, I guess just the disclosure, if the department would have disclosed the, what we needed to do to save my family, instead they didn't.
The department did do that. That's what the treatment plan is in place for, because the treatment plan is designed to help you mitigate the causes and conditions which brought Abigail into care. So we did disclose that these were the things you needed to do to mitigate it.
No, they didn't. They said, they came to me and told me, Mr. Burson, if you can move Sarah out of your house, you can have your child back. They didn't tell me why.
Out of which home?
Out of my other house down there.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
if
who
I
told
could have
you that?
moved.
Do you remember the worker?
Jay Nair, my attorney, told me that. I've got that on record.
Oh, Jay.
Yeah, I got that on audio recording.
Okay, well, I can't speak to what Jay told you during that conversation.
Okay. But they didn't tell me a reason why I had to move Sarah out of my home or anything like that. That's all I got was, you need to move your wife out of your house and then we can give your child back. So I thought that was kind of odd. But now looking back on all these, on all the records that I'm finally able to see, if just the proper disclosure was given to the parents right off the bat, we could have saved a lot of hardship on my family.
Okay, and I hear that, and I do apologize on the department's behalf that was not disclosed to you, but it sounds like you have the records now. So would you like to go over any of those records?
No, I mean, we could go over them, but you couldn't, opinion on any of them because you're not a lawyer.
The other thing is, I don't believe that you can disclose a parent's medical records without their consent.
We would have disclosed it to Sarah, though, if it was her records, and then it would have been her choice if she wanted to disclose to you.
Well, I got them.
Release of information for us actually.
In an Indian case, we are entitled to every single document, even the notes you're taking right now. Every document, not pick and choose.
We're not disagreeing with that. What we're saying is that we would have needed a release of information from Sarah in order to get those documents from the service provider.
Okay. I have all the documents here. They were all sent to me on file,
Okay, then
I
it
guess,
doesn't
from
sound like
last.
that's a problem anymore.
No, it is not.
Okay.
We had to go.
Well, you have the documents, so do you want to move on with your questions?
Yeah. Let's see. When did the department start taking children away from their parents over diseases?
I'm sorry, what disease? What are you
Abigail's disease.
We don't take a child away purely based off of the disease.
I know. You guys shouldn't. Abigail has that. Well, what Abigail has is a disease.
Okay.
It's classified under the Mayo Clinic as a disease.
That's not the reason that we removed Abigail from your home.
Because she was, how do they put it? How did the, well, you guys know. Why don't you guys tell me why you guys took my child out of my home?
We are not at that place anymore, Mr. Burson. We have to move on so we can reunify you and Abigail together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're trying to do here. I can't speak to what happened in the investigation. I can't speak to the original allegations.
But we can speak about what's happening right now.
Right now is the treatment plan that's in place, that is court ordered at this time, where we're at as far as your appeal, which is at the Supreme Court. And I wanted to inspect your home to make sure it's appropriate for Abigail to return to.
Okay.
That's where we're at right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to speak about the original investigation because we're not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That happened in 2018, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We're in 2022. We have to move on. We have to get Abigail back to your home. And if
I
that's not a possibility, then we need to look at an alternative permanency plan, because it's not fair to Abigail to be in foster care.
It's not. She should have been there in the first place.
I'm not talking about the original investigation. I'm talking about the here and now.
Well, we're talking about the here and now.
And that is the here and now.
Yes.
So the way that we advocate for a child to come home is to say, look, Mr. Burson has done this, and this. He has appropriate housing. He has a safe and stable place for Abigail to come home to. We believe that it's in her best interest to return home. But we don't have anything to advocate other than the home that we've seen today.
And?
That's what I have to advocate on.
And?
And what? What else do we have?
What about this home that you've seen today?
It's appropriate. It is safe. It has food, running water. Abigail has a place to sleep and a room of her own.
That's exactly the same that she had before.
Well, I can't speak to what happened in the investigation. I was not the investigator at that time.
I understand that.
That's the here and now, and that's what I have to go off of.
And like you're saying, this treatment plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A treatment plan can only be ordered if there's been abuse, neglect, proven at the adjudication.
Mm-hmm.
Since there was no abuse, there was nothing proven at the adjudication, there cannot be no treatment plan. And there's law that states that. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't want to work your treatment plan because it's not court ordered, then that's fine. That's what we'll report.
There's it's not that I don't want to work a treatment plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, I don't want to work a treatment plan. You know what?
Okay.
This is my life.
Okay.
You know, I told you guys when you first came to my house, we didn't need your help. We do appreciate it, you know, but no thank you. 1 second, let me get that door. It's probably Sarah.
I'm gonna go to the same thing again.
Let's see. Come on in.
Hi, are you Sarah? Yes. Hi, I'm Desi. I'm the new supervisor with CYFD. How are you?
Did you have any questions that you'd like to ask them?
I've met Desi, and I'm sorry, you are
Deborah?
Deborah?
Yeah, we met at court.
Sorry, we weren't properly introduced.
Oh, I'm
Is
sorry.
what I'm gonna get at.
I thought my attorney had introduced me, so.
And now
That's okay.
seeing and introducing. Like I said, I'm sorry. My name's
That's okay.
Sarah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Miss Behill.
I'm sorry?
Miss Behill.
V Hill, and she represents.
CYFD Secretary. Head Secretary.
Okay, Senator.
Yes. So is there anything you want to ask the department here?
I'm just getting in, so continue on, and if I have any questions, then we'll go from there.
Did they disclose with you from Dr. your evaluation? Did they disclose any of that evaluation with you?
No.
They didn't?
No.
As to
It was everything was discussed in court. Nothing was discussed with me about any of that.
Yeah.
So who was the caseworker at that time when you did that evaluation? Do you remember?
Diego Zamora.
Diego Zamora, and he never went over the evaluation with you?
No.
Okay. So I was saying that typically the caseworker is supposed to go over the evaluation with you. I do apologize if that didn't happen. What I'm here to do now is move forward in the case and try and bring Abigail home. I understand that I'm a new caseworker. I'm a supervisor on this case. Deb is actually the caseworker, but we will be working it together. So I can't speak to what happened previously. I can't speak to other caseworkers' work or anything like that. What I can speak to is what we're here to do now and what we've done today. What we've done today is inspected the home for safety and stability, which it is safe and stable. We did inspect Abigail's room. She does have a bed, a closet, a small dresser in there for herself. There's also an extra room in the back, which Mr. Burson disclosed would be in our room for her. We've inspected for food, which this house is fully stocked with food. And we've tried to discuss a treatment plan that's put in place. Unfortunately, Mr. Burson doesn't want to work a treatment plan, which is fine, and that's his choice. But that's what we've discussed up until this point.
Okay.
What do I need a treatment plan for?
To mitigate the causes and conditions why Abigail is in care.
I do have a question on that. Why do you, being a new supervisor on this case, think Abigail is in CYFD custody care?
You know what, to be honest with you, I have not read the affidavit.
All right.
So I don't know why Abigail is in care.
So there's no reason to continue that conversation because you don't have the full information on that.
So then you wouldn't know why we need a treatment plan or a program.
Or why one would be created. Yes.
Exactly.
That's thank you.
The treatment plan was created when Abigail initially came into care. What we've done is carried that same treatment plan throughout the life of the case. So the same treatment plan is still in place.
And we still have issues with that treatment plan because just because you say something happens doesn't mean it did.
Then that would be up to your attorney to argue that in court. That's not up to me or you to say, yeah, this can be put on and this can be put off. That's why you have an attorney.
So let's go back to my evaluation because I completed all mine.
Okay.
And I was informed that it wasn't good enough.
Who told you it wasn't good enough?
Diego Zamora, the same person who's still no longer on this case and whose opinion doesn't matter, like you said.
Okay.
So.
See, but the reason why they told Miss
Sorry.
Evans that she needed to do it again, the treatment plan, because he wasn't satisfied with the progress that she was making.
Okay.
Instead of disclosing the underlying causes why she needed to do it again or to continue the services.
Okay. Well, the best that I can do right now is look back on all of the stuff that you've completed and then revisit that situation because I don't know why it was said that wasn't good enough.
Neither do I. Because even, if you go back through your records, I'm sure there's not one single day that Diego Zamora sat down and discussed any of the evaluation information with me like you say they're supposed to.
Yeah, and I can't speak to what a previous caseworker did, but I know that that's
Right,
policy and procedure.
but that
at
should be in
CYFD.
that file, correct?
Your evaluation should be in the file, yes.
And all the remarks that Mr. Zamora, had as to why that would need to continue.
Based off of the evaluation,
Any of it.
I would assume it'd be in the court reports that were written when Diego Zamora was the caseworker.
Court reports.
Every
So just a
time-
verbal orientation, not I sit down on this day with Miss Evans or, those things that you guys say that you're supposed to be
So
responsible
there's a
for.
system.
Right.
There's
yeah.
a system that we input all of our visits in, and we put notes in there as to what was discussed during that time.
Yeah, we've read some of those, and I've even, when we actually were getting stuff from our caseworker, which we aren't anymore,
No.
we actually were getting copies of that, and I even showed Abigail, these records, and she's like, that's not what happened.
Okay. What records were those?
Do
you remember?
what you guys were turning into the courts.
The court reports?
Like, even on the visitations or the conversations that we were having. So how do we rectify that? Because we've asked several times that things need to be changed from our caseworker.
Objection and correction to the report of the social worker is what needs to be taking place.
Then that needs to go through the attorneys.
Mhm.
Because if it's already been filed and it's already been in court, then the attorneys have to take care of editing any documentation that's been in court. So you'd have to go to your attorney to get things redacted or changed if you would like. Once it's filed, we can't change it. It has to be changed on the record in court.
But here's the thing. There shouldn't be any changes if you're doing your jobs accurately.
I can't speak to what previous caseworkers did on this case. What I can speak to is what we're doing now.
Sure. Where's our paperwork and document now?
What would you like?
Where's our monthly notices?
What monthly notice do you need? We're here. We're doing a home visit. This is our monthly check-in with you guys.
How long have you been on this case?
I just got on this case. I'm a new supervisor with the department.
As of when?
When were you on this
As
case?
of January.
As of,
Probably around the same time.
the end of December, first part of January.
So we're already in March?
We have not been able to
So I
meet with
haven't
you.
done
This is the
December?
first time that we're able to meet with you to discuss our monthly check-in.
So what about our daughter monthly check-in information that we're supposed to be receiving?
What
From the
monthly
department.
check-in
Every month,
information
we're
are
supposed
you
to be
receiving?
getting
Updates.
updates from the department
As far as what? Have you received this in the past?
Yes.
every month.
From who?
Spotty, but we're supposed to be receiving
It
it.
seems to be like every single until Dana Oskins.
Yeah.
Every single caseworker up till
So
Dana
are you
Oskins.
getting a letter of updates on Abigail as far
I
as
don't
medical, dental,
No,
mental
we're not.
health?
That's what I'm saying. Where is all this?
Okay, but what are you talking about as
Yes,
far as
that's
what you're
what I'm talking
receiving?
about.
No, what have you received in the past?
I don't have them on me.
I have
He might have a few, but
everything here. Let's see.
I mean, is that not also part of your guys'
It's
policy?
typically no. Typically what happens is when we meet with parents, we discuss what was discussed in the monthly check-in with the kiddo. But we don't provide you with a document of an update on your daughter, otherwise, unless we're not able to meet with you. Then we would provide you an update via mail. But every month when we meet with you, we provide you an update of your daughter that we have from when we visited your daughter.
These are my mom's mail. They gotta be in that stack right in front of you.
I don't want to go messing up the paperwork. So.
Want to switch spots? Let's see here. As for the monthly, what do they call them?
I'm trying to remember. But they're monthly updates on the status and health and well-being and what Abigail is up to, because we also still have our parental rights, so that we had the right to actually go to all the doctor's appointments. We had the right to go to all the schooling events, you know. So that's actually what that list was.
It was a list
And-
of events for the month.
Yeah, like her scheduling and her events and her grades and whether or not she's been in trouble or not. Yeah, we were getting all that stuff.
Okay.
But you're saying that you guys don't do that.
It's not
so-
typically our practice to do that, no. I don't know if the caseworker at that time had arranged for that to happen, but typically, unless we're able to not meet with parents due to like parents not being involved with us or whatever, then we would send that monthly update. But during our monthly home visits, we would go over all of those things with you.
Well, that's the first time we heard that.
Right.
Are you requesting that we provide you a
We've
list of
been
appointments?
requesting those.
Okay.
I know you're new
I
to
know
the
I'm-
case.
I'm
Yes.
trying to get a feel of what we could do
But
from
we've
the
requested
department.
even from Miss Linford.
Okay.
You've
When did
not-
you request that?
I've not seen any requests or heard any requests for a monthly update.
We've asked several times.
Okay, moving forward, we can provide a monthly update. Would you like it emailed to you or sent through U.S. mail?
I don't know. What do you think is best? I think one of each. You can send me to a postal, and you could probably send one to Mr. Burson through email.
It will be certified mail, so you will have to sign for it every month.
Why would it be certified?
Just to make sure you receive it.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
And what is your email, Mr. Person? I don't have it.
DouglasPerson83@gmail.com.
So we will start this in the month of April, you will get a...
Well, no. Not we will start it. This should already be continuing.
No, because...
No. This should already be continuing from before. Just because you're new doesn't mean you're going to start something now. This is something that we've already been
It's the same thing that's already
getting.
been going on, but I'm going to start it, and Deborah's going to start it as your
Then you're gonna
caseworker
continue
in
it.
the month of April. Deborah's going to start it. She has not done this before for you. So it will be started.
But the department has.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
And the
you'll
department
get it
will
in April.
continue.
And you'll get it in April.
You know what? You guys should have all these in your records.
And that's what I'm getting
Okay.
at.
That's fine. We appreciate your time today. Do you have any other questions for us?
When can Abigail come?
We have to talk with Abigail about her wishes and desires as far as returning home. Right now, she has not given us a clear-cut answer that she would like to return home. We also have to go back through the treatment plan that you do not wish to work and make sure the causes and conditions which brought Abigail into care are mitigated. Just because you have a safe and stable housing with food doesn't mean that she automatically gets to come home.
So how long will it take for
Well,
you?
see, it does mean that she automatically gets to come home.
If the causes and conditions...
ICWA puts forth regulations and standards and federal code
Okay.
that says that if there's no testimony from a qualified expert witness, the child returns home forthwith. Not you get to keep her.
No, because your
Not imminent
petition has
danger.
not been dismissed yet. It's at a higher court at the Supreme Court. And again, that's a legal matter, which I'm not a lawyer. I can't speak to. And I've seen everything that I need to see here today, so I think we can end the home visit.
Okay.
Any other questions for us before we go?
Sir?
Yeah, Miss Linford, I'm still trying to figure out why Abigail's been missing eye appointments and doctor's appointments.
She actually has an eye appointment. I sent you that.
She has missed 3 appointments.
3 eye appointments?
No, 2 doctors, 1 eye appointments, and she actually made it to her orthodontist appointment. Within the last, 2 months? I've been requesting that information from you.
I sent you her last doctor's appointment of when she was going.
Why did she miss the other 3, was the question.
That I don't know.
That you don't know.
I do not know.
Because the last time I spoke to you, you said you were going to have to call the hospital and find out why. When I asked you why the foster parent hasn't given you that.
I've not said a hospital. I don't know why I would be calling a hospital.
I don't know either. That's what I was informed by you. You were going to call the hospital and find out why Abigail was missing her appointments. When I asked the foster parent told me to get a hold of you to find out why Abigail was missing her appointments.
Well, I would not know unless the foster parent had told me. The foster parent, it would be, I'm not the one who made the appointments. I'm not the one who was taking her to the appointments. So I would not have the answer as to why the foster parent missed it.
Because when I talked to the foster parent, she said that she didn't have to answer me and that I needed to ask CYFD why Abigail was missing her appointment. So I'm asking you again, Miss Linford.
She doesn't have the answer right now, but she would be happy to call the foster parent and ask for those.
Sure. When will I find that out?
I can have it to you by the end of the week.
And by the end of the week?
In an email or a certified
Sure,
mail
you can
through the
certify
letter.
mail it.
Do you have an email that we can contact you through?
No, I don't have an email at this time that you can
What's your
contact
phone
me
number?
from.
I don't have your phone number.
Yes, you do. Miss Linford has my
Do you
phone
have a
number.
I have a phone number
Yeah.
for you.
Okay, we'll give you a call then.
And then I've been asking about sitting down and talking to your supervisor, which you both seem to be supervisors, about when I can.
I'm not a supervisor.
Okay, when I can come in and sit down and get my forms of documents, because Mr. Burson was sent stuff.
You'll have to go through your attorney to do
That
that.
I don't have
Deborah-
a,
I did give
I don't
you
have
that
an attorney
information.
right now. And I
Well,
didn't
then
have an
you'll need to get
attorney.
one.
I'm sorry?
You'll need to get an attorney or represent yourself like Mr. Burson is.
So I'm
representing
sitting here
himself.
representing myself. When
Okay.
can I come in and review and get copies of all my documentation?
You'll need to email our attorney, Vince Martinez, to set up a time to go through the file and get your own records.
I don't
and
have
copies of
email.
it. then you'll need to come into the office and meet with Mr. Martinez.
Okay.
Because this all has to be done legally through a legal documentation that he does, not us.
Sure, I'll bring in the law to show that he needs to show me every single thing that's in
And
this file.
we're not arguing that you should.
No, I know. I just want to make
file.
sure I know, because I asked Miss Linford who I need to speak to because she wasn't giving me that information.
But I was
I
there
did.
when Miss Linford gave you that information where she said you had to go through your attorney to get it.
Right, but I don't have an attorney.
Okay.
You
court
can
has-
say that over and over,
the
but that
court
doesn't
has-
change
Well,
that.
I didn't know that you didn't have an attorney,
the
so
court
I apologize.
not-
When
for
I
that.
walked in and I talked to Miss Kim Travis Bowie,
Mhm.
she knew, even at that court date hearing that you were at this last time, that I didn't have an attorney
Okay.
when I requested all that.
Okay. Well, that's the process. You have to go through our attorney to get it.
Great, thank you. I didn't
Mhm.
get that information this last time.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions?
No. When is a good time for me to sit down and when your attorney's going to be in, or if he's going to be
You'll
out,
have
or
to
do you have a
coordinate
phone?
with him.
Do you have a phone number?
Yeah, so let me. Can I borrow your phone?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to give you my card. This has all of my contact info. On here is the office number, which I'm sure you have. Call the office and ask for Vince Martinez. They will connect you to his phone. I don't have his work number off the top of my head right now. He will let you know when he's able to schedule a time for you to come in and do this. I can't speak to his schedule.
One of the monthlies from Diego. There's another one of the monthlies from Diego.
Do you have the form that goes inside them, or just the envelopes?
I'm sure they're
Let's
here
see.
somewhere.
There's another one from Diego.
I know if it's just the main office, like you said, I have that information. You can. keep
Oh,
your
this
card.
is my card though, so this has my contact information. Just in case you're not able to get a hold of Deborah, or you need to talk to somebody immediately, that has my information on it. So we can provide them a monthly letter of updates on Abigail. And we will do that in April. So you said emailed to you, correct, Mr. Burson?
That's fine. Hard copy would be great, just like these get sent.
Okay, perfect. We can do that.
Like I said, one of each. This way, there's no excuse not to get.
Any other questions for us?
Let's see. I had one more question. You wouldn't be able to answer those neither. Shoot.
Another legal question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
The best I can do is offer for you to come sit down with our attorney so he can answer your legal questions.
Hey, I'm about to make an appointment with him. We'll see if he has time.
I don't think I have any other questions that you guys would be able to answer. I mean, I can't think of anything else. When is the time frame that you guys are thinking about letting Abigail come home?
I can't answer that right now because I have to go back through and look at your case plan and see if the causes and conditions which brought Abigail into care in the first place have been mitigated. Again, we have to talk to Abigail about
Do
her
you
wishes.
know what the cause is, why she came into custody?
To be honest with you, I don't. I haven't read the affidavit.
Then
I'm new
why
to
would you
this
be asking
case.
us to do?
Why would you do a home visit and try to set up all this stuff if you don't even know what you're
I'm
coming?
not trying to set up anything other than seeing
This
if
is
the
a-
home was
this
appropriate,
was a home
which
visit.
I did. And I made sure that the home was appropriate, and I made sure there was food in the home and a place for Abigail. I've also asked Mr. Burson if he was participating in services.
Why would you set up a home visit? Why does the department set up home visits?
The reason that I set up this home visit was to check the home for safety and stability and make sure that Abigail had a place to sleep. That's the reason that I set up
the
this
reason
home visit.
is.
But we also discussed services.
There's a couple more there. Those.
May I?
Mhm.
Okay. So the reason and purpose for a home visit is reunification. Is that correct?
If that is the permanency plan, yes.
Is that the department's permanency plan right now?
For Abigail, yes.
Okay. So the reason why you did a home visit was to make sure that we were in CYFD guidelines for a home visit. But you yourself can't even tell us what the causes or conditions for Abigail to be taken into CYFD custody at this time is,
Or why
and
we
you
need
want
be
to
on-
continue to do a home visit.
The reason
Without
that I
the
scheduled
evaluation.
this particular home visit was to inspect this home. This is a new home that we had never been in before. So that's
Okay.
the reason I scheduled this home visit. And that's the reason
But
that I
that doesn't
did,
answer
which
the
you've already
question.
said. I answered your question. That's the reason that I set up a home visit
But you came to the home to do an inspection.
of the home.
When you do your home visits, you also review your cases, right? As you said, you sit down with Mr. Burson and discussed his, what you call a case plan,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
wanna
But
know
you
what-
have no idea what has set this case plan into action, but you wish to discuss it.
I would like to see what is going on in your guys' lives and what services you're participating in. Just because I haven't read the affidavit doesn't mean that I don't know what's going on in the case.
But legally, she does not know what's going on in her case because she's not. a
But
lawyer.
she just said she doesn't know what's, that's where I'm like, you just said you don't know what's going on in it, so
No,
how
I
can
didn't. I know what's going
'Cause
on
you
in your
said you
case.
haven't
I don't know
read
the
it.
original allegations, which I can go back and read the affidavit. I just haven't had a chance to do it. But the reason that I scheduled this home visit was to inspect the home for
Right, we
safety and
know why
stability.
you do
Okay.
home visits.
And that has been completed.
But
so
you
I'm
also
done.
wanted to discuss what, like you said, the case plan and what was in action and what is and what isn't. But you don't even know the original. Do you see where I have an issue with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Any other questions for me?
Did
You
see-
can't answer them,
Do you
Okay,
see
is what you've
where
informed.
the,
It's not fine.
That's fine if you don't have any other questions for me.
No, it's not fine that you can't answer the questions I have.
Okay.
That's not fine.
I guess it would fall back to being competent in being able to treat or provide services.
Assess. To assess.
I don't provide services. I'm not a service provider.
No, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
You're a supervisor,
Right.
but you don't understand the causes of the problems in our relationship because you haven't read any petitions or anything to do with our case.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just here to push services.
I'm here to inspect the home, which I've done.
Then why were you asking about services?
So
I was
what
asking
would,
about your case plan because you've been involved with CYFD for more than 2 years.
And you know why? Because CYFD is egregious.
Okay, we're gonna go. Thank you so much for your
well,
time.
no, I
a
have
great
one
day.
more question.
Okay.
I have one more question. So you came and you evaluated the home, correct?
Yes.
What would be the reason for Abigail not to return here today?
If Abigail did not want to return home, if the original causes and conditions were not mitigated, those were the reasons.
Okay, and as far as Abigail not wanting to return home, what if she did not want to go into CYFD custody?
She's a child. We made that decision based off of what was going on in the investigation. She has rights as well, just as you
That's
guys have
right.
rights as her
So-
parents.
why
she
weren't
has
our
rights.
rights
I can't
upheld?
speak to the investigation. I don't know what happened in that time.
But you can speak to what's going on right now.
Right now, you
Right.
have a safe and stable home that Abigail can return to with a room for Abigail. That's what I've seen today. That's all I've seen today.
What have we seen today?
Good question.
Alrighty, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
You ladies have a wonderful afternoon. And I will be uploading that to, well, you guys know where I'm at on YouTube, right? You guys know where I'm at on YouTube? Under, Wallace CYFD? Excellent. Cool. Stupid fucking bitches.